start, you already know, smash the like button for more fire content. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. For all the newcomers, welcome to Team Eyeland. Make sure to follow Team Eyeland on the IG page, TikTok, Twitter, and Twitch, and make sure to join our weekly streams so you can get more tips and tricks. Today's video, I'll be sharing tips and tricks when playing off man so you can make more plays. We're gonna talk about the alignment, what to look for, weaving in your pedal, when the receiver breaks a cushion, and where our eyes should be. First thing first, we gotta know our alignment, right? When we're playing off man, right, we have to be 7 yards from the receiver, not the line of scrimmage, from the receiver. So if the receiver's playing off the ball, right, we gotta adjust and be 7 yards from him, right? So if he's on the ball, we're 7 yards from the receiver, right? Always wanna protect the inside shade unless he gives us a cut split or under split, right? Now we adjust our leverage. But normal alignment, we always wanna line up about a yard inside of the receiver. We wanna pretty much match our foot to his foot and adjust from there. So if we need to go a little bit more inside, if he's wider, then we could just move a full yard, a yard and a half inside. You always wanna have your outside foot up, right? And you wanna make sure you come in a staggered stance. Some people like to keep them heel to heel, right? You always wanna keep everything within your frame. You don't wanna step outside. You wanna make sure it's within your frame. And you want them nice and low, right? Some people, they have the back foot a little bit flat-footed, right? But they're not flat-footed where they're on their heels. You just want to be on the balls of your feet. And remember, our first movement has to be this back foot. So this foot, we're pushing off this foot to move this, all right? Playing off man, some people, they like to read the quarterback, the QB drops, right? So if we're in our stance, our eyes are looking at the QB, right? We still have enough distance where we can take a walk, get our eyes right back to the receiver. So that's why we have to make sure we're at 7. We cannot do this at 5 or 4, do here, and then get our eyes here, because now the receiver's already on our toes, and now we can't react as fast, right? So you have to make sure you give yourself room. So you're at 7, boom, you're right here. Now your walk steps, right? Literally just walk, right? Some people scoot, right? Some people take a big step, big first step, they go like this, and then get it to the eyes. But you gotta find the re-step that works for you, right? So biggest thing is you do not wanna, immediately as soon as the ball is snapped, you do not wanna go like this. You don't wanna give ground too fast, because now you're giving the receiver more space to run his route. We wanna make sure we're in good position where when we get our re-step, boom, get our eyes back on him, we can react, right? We don't wanna be too far out the picture where he can run a hitch and when he's catching it, they want to be in position to at least make the play on all the short routes. So now if we're here and we're taking our walk step, right? So let's say I'm scooching. 1, 2, right? After 2 steps, we should know what type of drop the QB's getting, right? So if his ball's presented, his shoulders pointed to our side, we know it's a quick game. And now our eyes got to go from here to the receiver. We got to make sure we find the receiver first before we break. We do not want to break looking at the quarterback, because if he runs a speed out, we don't know where he's going, right? So you want to make sure after you re-step, boom, boom, get your eyes back, see what the receiver's doing. He's running a speed out, break to the upfield shoulder, right? He's running a hitch, break to the upfield shoulder. He's running a slant, break to the upfield shoulder. So we got to find the receiver first, locate the receiver first, then break to the upfield shoulder. After we get our re-step, right? Boom, boom. And it's not a 3-step job, it's not a quick game. We have to change our tempo of our pedal. We cannot go here the whole time, because now he's gonna eat up our cushion. We still gotta be able to transition and give ourselves a little bit of space to transition and run with the receiver. So biggest thing is we here, get our re-step, 1, 2, eyes back on the receiver, boom, we gotta speed up our pedal, right? We gotta speed up our pedal because now he's gonna close that cushion fast. And if he closes that cushion fast, we need to have enough distance where we can open up and run with the receiver. So it should be here. If you're here, down, green 8, say it go, boom, boom, boom. I speed up my pedal, have enough space, enough cushion, so I can weave if I need to. If he starts to stem us, we weave in, protecting our leverage, and be ready to react. After we get our re-steps, we speed up our pedal. We get our eyes back to the receiver, we speed up our pedal. Now, if the receiver's stemming us, we want to protect our leverage. We do not want to open up early, right? We do not want to be going like this if he hasn't even broken our cushion. We want to stay square as long as possible. So if he's here and he starts to stem us, we want to make sure we weave, right, to move with the receiver, right? So now he hasn't broken our cushion. We can weave, and then we can square up if he starts to run vertical. All right, so if the receiver, it starts to stem us, right? Go ahead, boom. I want to move with that leverage, right? That leverage is moving. I want to maintain inside leverage, right? So now if he break out, boom, I'm breaking to the upfield shoulder, right? He squares up again. If he breaks in, boom, I'm breaking to the upfield shoulder. That's the reason why we want to make sure we stay square. Very important. Because now if we open up early and he breaks out, boom, I have to sink, turn, and get to the upfield shoulder. And now that's more time for the receiver to complete the pass. But if we stay square, we can easily, boom, we can easily here. And now if he goes vertical, we can just turn and run with him. When the receiver is running his route and he's getting close to breaking our cushion, the reason why we want to open up and give ourselves a little bit of time open up is because if he comes right here vertical and I don't open up, I have to turn it here. Now I'm chasing, right? I'm beat. So you have to make sure you give yourself some space. Some people teach 2 yards, 2.5 yards, 3 yards. Some people teach an arm and a half length, right? The biggest thing is when you open up, so here, he get there, I gotta be here. And you gotta make the decision to open up. You can't just go chill, chill, chill. No, if he's running, he breaks that cushion, you have to snap, boom, right? And get to the receiver, right? Make sure you open up and transition. Very important. You do not wanna chill, because now if you chill and he takes off, we're chasing. So you wanna make sure when he breaks your cushion, you really open up, transition, and run with the receiver and get to that near hip. So now when we open up, make sure our eyes are on the receiver's hip at all times from the beginning, right? You read the QB, get your restep, get your eyes back to the receiver, look at his hips. He starts to weave, we start to weave, he starts to stem us, we're weaving, protecting our leverage. He breaks our cushion, keep your eyes down on the hip. Make sure you see the hip drop. Once you see the hip drop, you know we drop and we break it, right? If the hip don't drop, you know we get in position to get to that lean and locate. Very important. But you gotta make sure your eyes are disciplined, right? It's easy to lose track of the receiver when playing off man. So you gotta make sure your eyes are disciplined, keep your eyes down the hips, and now you're moving, weaving, you open up, he drops, boom, boom, we out of there. Very important. Say the receiver breaks our cushion. We open it up, right? And he breaks his hip drop, we drop, boom. We gotta make sure our eyes are to the receiver and drive to the upfield shoulder. So we're driving to the upfield shoulder and we're here. Now, as we're getting closer, we can take a peek for the ball, right? If we can see the ball and we think, oh, I can slip this hip and make a play on the ball, go ahead. But if you can't, just stay on the upfield shoulder and play the ball through the receiver's hands, right? Make sure you have an arm to secure the tackle and punch through the receiver's hand. The reason why we want to make sure we break on the upfield shoulder and locate the receiver is if he runs a double move. So if I'm here, boom, and I look here, and he runs that double move, he gone, right? Take a good angle to the upfield shoulder first, because if he break out, I can get here, collision the route if it's a double move, and then I can get back in phase and run with the receiver, right? So now, when we break, get your eyes to the upfield shoulder, break to the upfield shoulder. Now, if you feel like you can slip the hip, slip the hip. If you can't, just play through the receiver's hands. So a route that a lot of DBs struggle is covering the post and off man. I'm gonna break it down 2 ways of how you're gonna cover the post, right? So if I'm here and I'm playing inside leverage, right? A lot of times receiver, when they run that post, they stem us a little bit, they square us up, lean a little bit to the outside, and then break to the middle of the field for the post, right? So you wanna make sure you're staying square, you're weaving. He breaks your cushion here, right? Now, if he breaks underneath us, we speed turn and run in front of us or over top of us, we here and we run. So I'm gonna jog it real quick with you guys, and now we're gonna explain both ways. Boom, 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 boom. Thing is, he broke underneath me, right? Now, when you speed turn, it's important we speed turn and quickly snap that head around to the receiver, right? Make sure if I'm here and he breaks out, snap it right here. You wanna be in position where you could get your eyes back to the receiver. So the first thing that has to go is your head. Your head has to snap around, boom, and find him. And to make sure you take a good angle to be on the upfield shoulder. You snap here. If you cannot clearly see his full body, let's say I'm here, I'm seeing like half his body, get ready to speed turn. So he breaks back here, snap it, right here. Do not chill. We're not chilling. We're not going like this and then we just, no, you have to really here, snap it here, and get ready to run. And when we snap, or when we speed turn, you always want to make sure you speed turn to be on top of the receiver, right? So if we're here and I'm going here, boom, he breaks out, I snap, and I want to make sure I'm on top of the receiver. We do not want to speed turn and be underneath the receiver. Down, green 8, so here go. So now, the receiver didn't really break my cushion, so I stayed in my pedal. Once I felt like he was breaking it, I opened up, and now he broke in front of me. I don't need a speed turn because he didn't get to my blind spot. He's still in front of me. I could just flip my hip and transition with him. So if I'm here and he breaks in front of me, I could just simply flip my hip. Now, the thing is, when we're doing this, we do not want to get tall and go here. We want to still maintain good pad level. You hear, he breaks our cushion, he breaks, boom, boom, and you want to break and stay on the upfield shoulder, right? So now, when we're doing that, because we can still see the receiver, he hasn't really broken our cushion yet, and he breaks underneath us, we can still have enough space to transition and run with the receiver, right? So here you go. So on that one, the receiver broke our cushion, we're on the near hip, we're running with him, we're in phase, and then he breaks for the post. Now that's a tricky one because now a good quarterback is just gonna throw him open. So it's important we play the receiver's hands, right? So as we're running with him right here, we're running with him, we look at the receiver because a lot of times the receiver will start to fade because the ball is thrown a little bit over top so the receiver can adjust to make the play out here. We gotta be very disciplined, stay on that hip, run with him, and if he starts to lean, we run with him and then try to find the ball. But you gotta feel the receiver first. If you don't feel the receiver, get ready to play the receiver's hands, right? Very important because the receiver is over top of us. Now he has more landscape, and the quarterback can throw him open in a spot. So you gotta make sure you're running with him and you wanna make sure you don't wanna look back immediately. You wanna drive, run with him, and either you're gonna make the decision, okay, I'm just gonna play the receiver's hands, or I'm gonna make sure once he starts to adjust, you start to feel him and then you look up for the ball, right? So when we look up for the ball, now we adjusting, and now you know we make the play on the highest point you make the play on the ball at the highest point. Very important. But if you don't look back, you make sure you feel the receiver. If he starts to fade off a little bit, you run with him and play the receiver's hands. The biggest thing is when we're covering a post, right, and he breaks, right, always focus on taking 3 hard steps. Because now when we transition, the receiver's already full speed. He's down the field. He got his momentum, everything. He breaks. We have to transition. So if we're here, right, and then we have to speed turn, you want to speed turn, take 3 hard steps and run with the receiver. Because now when we speed turn, we're essentially slowing down a little bit to open our stride up again. So focus on when you speed turn, you hear, boom, 3 hard steps and get back in phase with the receiver, right? Now, if we flip our hips, so if he hasn't really broken our cushion, right? He would here, back here, boom, open up, 3 hard steps, run with the receiver, right? Very important. Those 3 hard steps will set you up to be in position to make a play on the ball in a post. So you can make the interception or make the play. That's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to drop a like on this video and share with your lost cousins. Make sure to follow us on IG, TikTok, Twitter, and Twitch. Remember, when we playing off man, biggest thing is to stay square, right? If he starts to stem us, we weaving, right? Maintain our leverage, right? Now, when he breaks our cushion, we're not chilling to open up. We breaks our cushion, we snapping our hip and getting ready to run with him, right? Now, keep your eyes down, see the hip drop. When we break, make sure you break to the upfield shoulder. Get there before you locate the ball, right? Don't break looking at the quarterback the whole time. Because if you look at a quarterback the whole time, you're going to see the ball completed to the receiver. So make sure we're disciplined with all the little details, right? Now, when we're making that post, when you're covering a post, remember when we transition, remember 3 hard steps. Very important, right? Make sure when we speed turn, we snap our head around, get our eyes back to the receiver, and try to get on top of the route. Very important. All those little details right there will help you be in better position to make more plays playing off man, help you be more confident playing off man, and help you making sure that you strap all kind of receivers, slow, fast, tall, big, don't matter. The details is in the details. The technique is the technique. Trust it, and it'll help you make more plays. That's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.